Thursday evening, 7:30 p.m. So you know what time it is. It's time for Power Class. Awesome. So this week we're talking about childhood obesity with my special guest, Sheldon Pace. So I'm just going to wait for him to get on. Childhood obesity is something that, over the last couple of years, we've become more aware of, and I feel like it's something that needs to be talked about. So he's on. Oh, yes. Okay. So I'm going to bring him on, and we'll get this party started, okay? Yay! You're sideways.
Can you see me?
You're sideways.
Oh, my bad. You know, I'm used to this. I'm trying to figure out. My charger is not going to let me stand it straight out.
Oh, okay. I get you.
Can I adjust it? Let me see. Nah, it's going to be kind of hard to do.
I've had those issues before. I said I've had those issues before.
No. Yeah, I don't know. Nah, we're going to have to keep it. How you think I'm turning straight?
Like this?
Yeah, I mean.
Like this?
Yeah, I was saying, we could turn it. I'm going to do it like this. What's going on?
You good? How are you?
Good now, good. How are you?
Hey, I'm well.
Good.
Yeah, I just got finished, making dinner, and then I was like, sit down and eat and don't do nothing.
Right. I just got back from practice. I literally just walked through the door. I was telling Raylene, oh man, I hope I can make it on time. We was gonna have to do it in the car. The lighting was bad, so I was like, a lot of pressure.
You made it though.
I did. God is good.
Good. God is good. Okay, I'm gonna invite some people on. Let me see. I'm going to invite some people on to join us if they want to.
I wish I just set this up.
Let me see. Wow, it lets me invite a lot of people now. Okay, done. Done and done.
Yeah, that's a lot better. Yeah. For sure.
I can see this much of you. I can see this.
Is that better? Or
a little bit. It's here now. Oh, there you are. There you go.
I have to hold it, so I'll try to avoid holding it.
No worries.
No, that ain't hard.
So tonight, for all of you that are joining, I see you guys getting on. Tonight we're talking about childhood obesity. And this is the perfect man to talk about it because he has his own nonprofit that specifically targets childhood obesity. So I thought you'd be perfect to come on. So I called Raylene and I was like, you gotta get Sheldon to come on Power Class on Thursday. And then he came through. So I'm very grateful that you're here and you're doing this for me. So I appreciate it.
No problem. You're special. You know, I really don't like talking too much, but I can't say no to Raylene and you guys. So I was like, yeah, I guess.
I guess so. Here we are.
Yeah, right.
Okay. We're just going to dive straight into it. So, I know a little bit about your background, but I'm curious for more too. So, why don't you just tell the viewers a little bit about yourself, what you do, how did you become interested in addressing childhood obesity?
Okay. Well, my name is Sheldon Pace, and I'm 36 years old. I have 2 kids. My daughter's 9, and my son turned 1 today. So, happy birthday to him. Yeah, I'm a little.
Yeah.
I have an athletic background. I played basketball pretty much my entire life. Had a little pro career. I played in China, Singapore, and Chengdu for a little bit. So I traveled, abroad and played professionally. Worked multiple jobs here and there, and just kind of dabbled in a little bit of everything. And the past 3 years, I really kind of got involved in fitness and kids fitness and mental health and all of that, and that's how we kind of got Xtreme Unity going. I had some nieces and nephews that were overweight, and I wanted to figure out a way to reach to them and to have an impact on just their lives and kind of show them the fitness side and how important it is to just keep your body healthy and understand how, to take that with you into adulthood. So I created, and they weren't athletic. They never played sports. So that was kind of the challenge that I was dealing with, because I couldn't just say, hey, go play a sport, go do this, go do that. It was like, man, they never played a sport. I don't want to throw them in something. They lose confidence too early. Then they like, I never want to play sports again, So I had to try to find something that can just give them that head start. And that's kind of how we came up with Xtreme Unity. Basically, we were able to get simple cones, obstacles, courses, hula hoops. We just use simple, things that you can find at home to create obstacle courses. And we started at a park, and we probably had maybe 6 kids come out the first day. And I was like, you know what, this is cool. Let me build this so that way they can feel like they're not alone, and they can be part of a team. And there's other kids that are out there that aren't athletic that are looking to join something that they can run and, still kind of get that energy out. And we kept building it, and it went from 6 kids to 15 kids to 20 kids. And we ended up going in schools and, changing the curriculum and just, growing from there. And it just kept branching out.
Right. Here we are now. Here we are today.
Yes.
You said that was 3 years?
Yeah, it's been about 3 years. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. It's been a grind, too. It's been a grind.
Yes, it always is.
I didn't know, I didn't really understand the nonprofit and, what it takes to really build it from the ground up. And it's a lot of footwork that you got to put in. It's a lot of sacrifices that have to be made. But, what we're doing is so worth it when you see these kids smile and, achieve things that they didn't think that they had in them. And when you see our trainers pull it out of them and you see these kids just light up, because it's like you see something go off in their mind that they've never experienced. And it's like, okay, you see you can be a beast, you just have to kind of have somebody guide you and pull it out a little bit. So it's we've been blessed, and we've been able to grow and get a lot of people on board. So, yeah, we're doing good.
That's amazing. It's funny that you say like throw your kid in a sport, because actually this week I was looking up like city sports to put my kids in, just so they can get a sense of like what they want to do if they want to do that. Because me and Chad, we're track runners, and we're like, yes, you guys are gonna run track, we're gonna do it, and everything. Right. But my oldest daughter, she was like, so
ain't happening. Exactly.
She's so like figuring out.
And that's where we want to be able to help kids that might not want to run track, that might not want to play football or basketball. And, right now, the kids that don't want to play a sport, it's like, what do they have? And it's really no option for them. So there has to be something that they can learn, just core mechanics, body movement, and just so that when they get older, they'll understand their bodies. And it's not like, what do we do now? You see people go to the gym, they're like, I go to the gym, but I don't know what to do at the gym. I see it all the time. Yeah. You talking to right person? I see it all the time. All the time, So it's like, if we could start teaching them at a young age and just start bridging that gap, then, we're going to have successful kids in the future, and we should be planning now for the future. So definitely. Yeah. Definitely. Move them on the right path. Exactly. Well, I think she decided she wanted to do volleyball, so we're moving in the volleyball direction. There we go. And little man wants to do basketball, so, and then we'll figure out whatever Malia wants to do. She don't know yet. It'll come. It'll all come. Yeah. Okay. So we kind of answered how you got into it. What would you say are some of the biggest contributors to the increasing health issue of childhood obesity? I would say just a lot of people just being unaware, the more awareness we could bring, I think we can kind of put a lid on it and see what's happening just in our communities, the fast food on every corner, especially in the inner city areas. And that's where our main program is, because you drive down, Crenshaw, and you're just going to see McDonald's, Taco Bell. There's no Trader Joe's, there's no Sprouts, there's no sushi, there's no healthy places. It's kind of just they're surrounded by it, and they just don't have access, and they're unaware of their surroundings, so they're just, they're comfortable with it. And I feel like in order to fix that, we just have to bring light to the situation, and everybody has to, come together and just want to make that change. And that's the hardest part. And also, a lot of people don't know that a lot of the schools now, LAUSD, and I just found out yesterday that the school districts in the Inland Empire, a lot of them lost their PE programs.
Yeah, they did.
Yeah, these kids aren't even getting PE no more, And I know me growing up, PE was, man,
It was awesome.
Man, I couldn't wait to get out of class and go to PE.
Yes, I love PE.
It was exciting. I had a cool PE teacher. I used to race him, and I used to look forward to that competition and getting that energy out and burning it. And nowadays, you take PE out of school, what do these kids have? They don't have access to absolutely nothing. And that to me, that's one of the big contributors. That it hasn't been in the past, since this is recent, a recent thing that they took PE out, but this can only add to the
to the childhood obesity epidemic,
and all of that. So to me, I'm like, man, now you're really putting them in a bad situation by taking PE out, and not with obesity, just with mental health, because a lot of these kids are getting diagnosed with ADHD, and they're not burning energy in class. I mean, they're not burning energy outside of class. So when they're in class, they can't sit still. I mean,
they can't focus.
6, 7, 8-year-old kids. They're not supposed to be able to focus for a whole day. I wish my kids would be good, but they bad because they can't focus.
Right, exactly.
Yeah, but they just they need to be able to just fix the problem that's going on with the schools. We need to figure out a way to get PE back into the schools. We can't have these kids, like I said, getting diagnosed with ADHD and, other complications when you're not even giving them access to be healthy, and you're not giving them, the right tools in life to succeed. And to me, it's a problem, and it's a problem for all of us and not just the kids.
Yeah. We have a question. Let's see. It says, do either of you know why they did that?
Yeah.
And what are the kids doing for physical activity? Are you talking about them taking PE out of school?
Yeah, I believe so.
I believe that's what you're talking about.
They just budget cuts, so right now, art and PE, due to budget cuts, they just decided that wasn't important, and Isn't
that crazy though?
I know, it's like you would rather them be smart and unhealthy, which doesn't make sense.
But
right? It doesn't make sense.
Right, it doesn't make any sense. I think of it like, you know how in corporate organizations they now have wellness programs because a healthy employee is going to make you more money.
Exactly.
But it's kind of like the same thing with kids. You get paid for every kid that's there. Exactly. So if they're sick because they're unhealthy, why would we take away PE?
Why would we take PE away, right? So that's why I feel like, we need to raise awareness, because the reason I did is because I'm like, man, when God shows you something, you can't run from it, or you're to me, you're a coward, because it's like, if I know it's there and I don't do nothing, then I'm part of the problem, So I feel more obligated, and that's why we try to reach out to everybody to just come on board and try to raise awareness and let people know really what's going on, and the only way we can not even put it in, just to put a dent. We're just trying to, we're not even trying to put it into it. That seems impossible because there's McDonald's everywhere. So we're just trying to put a little dent and to help as many kids as we can while we're here. And, that's our goal. Just make kids aware, make parents aware, communities aware. It's important. And a lot of people don't know budget cuts. That question is amazing. Really, when did this happen? And everybody, when I say there's no more PE, they're like, really? When did this happen?
Because we grew up with it.
Because we grew up with it, We don't recognize what's going on because we think PE is just, that's in every school, right? We had it, you don't have PE. No,
it's
really
not
don't
true.
have PE no more, and it sucks. But awareness is, that's one of the reasons why I think that, there's a rising rate in obesity. It's just unawareness in people, and we're not recognizing it no more. It's just flying under the carpet. So
I think too that we're so busy, distracted by electronic things, and video games obviously contribute to childhood obesity. They don't get out and play like they used to get out and play.
Yeah,
and things like that. I don't think we're really in tune with like, hey, my body's feeling this way. Like, why is it feeling this way?
Mm-hmm.
But it's definitely good that you have something where you're stepping in. You're like, hey, there's something wrong here. Like, let's address what is going on here. Because if not, all of our kids are gonna.
It's a problem.
I mean, we're gonna live long. Our kids are gonna have a shorter life than we're gonna have.
Our futures is not looking good. Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
Right. Pretty much.
Yeah, our future's not looking good. If we can't take care of our kids and teach them how to be strong, then what do we expect our future to be?
Right. Exactly.
And that's super important.
I agree.
Yeah.
All right. So what can we do as parents?
Mm-hmm.
And I'm curious, is like, what do you do as a parent as well to get your kids up and moving and making them more aware?
Well, my daughter, she's into soccer, and since I play sports, I kind of understand what it is to be an athlete and to get your body in shape. So she's in soccer 5 days a week, games on the weekend, so she's fully immersed in it. And even before soccer, I would take her to the park and we would run, and I have ladders that I would just pull out and just, play games with her, but also teaching her how to have body control, work on coordination, and work on these things. Because I knew that she was going to be a great athlete, but I wanted to kind of teach her how to have fun and stay in shape, without a ball or without a sport. And she developed that early, so transitioning her into soccer was just super simple, super easy, because she had already been ahead of the game, and she had
like a leg up.
Yeah, she already had a leg up on the competition, so her going in was just. And my son is the same way, now that my daughter's in soccer, that cycle is trickling down to him, and he just won, and he's already kicking the ball around the house. And
I saw something on that. I was like, are you serious?
That's what I'm saying. The more you can involve your kids and you can expose them to health and fitness and to certain activities, like you said, your kids are trying this and then they're trying volleyball and then they're trying this. The more you can expose them and keep them in it is kind of the key to kind of keeping them active. And also as a parent, you have to show your kids as well. Like, even I watch you and I follow you and I see you take your daughters out there and you run with them and you do these things, because as a parent, that's motivating for a kid to not only be like, oh, my parents is telling me to go work out, but they're actually working.
They're actually doing it. Exactly.
Two different things. Because it's easy for a parent to just stay at home on the couch and bark orders at your kid. Oh, you're not playing hard. You're not doing this. You're not working hard. You're not doing this. But when you can actually get out there and show your kid what it is to go hard, or that, even if you lose 20, 30 pounds and you're showing your kid this is how you lose 20, 30 pounds, when they get older, they're going to be like, oh, my mom or my dad lost that weight and I've seen it and I've seen them transition from this, so I know it's possible, and, as a parent, it starts with us, and either be active with your kids or keep them active the best way you can. But I would say just showing them is important, and being able to go out there and spend time with them in whatever it is that they want to do, even if it's going to the park, going frisbees, or anything simple like that. Just riding a bike. That's me and my daughter go on bike rides, and it's amazing. It's not hard. It's just it's better than sitting on the couch and watching TV with your kid. You're in nature. You get to you see everything from a different angle, from a different view, and it's amazing just to get your kid off their phones and to get them out in nature. It's hard to do. It's hard enough to do now. Like, I got to fight my dog over the phone. So, when you find opportunities to just do cool things with your kids that are active and fun, then definitely take advantage of it.
Yeah, that's what we've tried to implement, like, for the most part. My thing is, I'm always saying, put down your tablets, put down your phone, and get outside and play like a kid.
Yeah, like,
because that's how I used to.
Like we used to.
Yeah, and that builds social interaction as well. I went to this whole seminar that was talking about how, the neurological response goes off when you're actually talking to someone face to face. Whereas in the screen, the rates of loneliness are going up and up and up, because our kids don't even know how to talk to people.
How to interact anymore. Yeah.
They'd rather, like, they would rather like sit and talk to their friend on their phone while they're sitting next to them instead of just talking to someone face to face.
Yeah.
It blows my mind.
It's scary. It's crazy. It's becoming like.
It is.
I mean, I do appreciate the fact that my daughter can connect with all of her friends and her cousins and, you know, all of them. So I'm kind of like, I do like it because it can keep her connected to all her cousins and this and that. But then when it's like too much, I'm like, all right, okay, enough's enough. Like, let's slow down and put the phones away for a little bit. Like,
let's go play.
Yeah, do something different, you know. And I tell her all the time, you know, God talks to you through nature. I feel, you know,
I feel that way when I go out and run. I definitely feel that way.
Yeah, and I feel that way as well. So I try to show her, like, you know, God's gonna give you signs and all of this when you lift your eyes up away from that screen. Yeah. And you actually look and see what He's blessing you with, the trees, the birds, you know. And it feels like this generation coming up is losing that sight, you know. They're all looking down now, and it's like, nah, you know, we got to get back to looking up and seeing our blessings and seeing the signs and God give us, and, you know. But yeah, it's a process, like everything in life.
All these nuggets you dropping. You just dropping all these.
Man, I'm trying.
So it seems like kids are becoming robots. Oh no!
It is. It's bad. It's bad.
But you know what? I also feel in the same way that's their generation and that's their workforce as well. So I feel like we would be doing an injustice to them if we didn't let them, you know, be in tune with technology.
You have to balance it out.
Yeah, you definitely have to.
Between the two, you know, and if you can find that balance, it's perfect because you don't want the kids growing up and not be updated on the recent technology. And, you know, nowadays they're putting tablets and all of this in schools. So your kid has to be up to date in order to, and this is elementary school.
To survive, in elementary school it is.
Elementary school now. My daughter's learned, she did PowerPoints in 3rd grade on a laptop, you know, so she obviously has to have access to technology, but it's just how we monitor it as parents.
Yeah.
We can't allow them to be on it all day, and that's when they get comfortable and they develop those habits as adults, and they don't know how to break out of it, you know. And then when you monitor it, all you're doing is teaching them how to break that habit of extending that screen time for 10 hours instead of saying, okay, I've had 3 hours of screen time, now let me get 3 hours of active time, let me make sure that I do this. And if you could teach them that balance at a young age, more than likely they're going to carry that with them. So, you know, it's technology, like you said, is needed, but as a parent, we have to draw that fine line to where we say, okay, enough's enough.
Yeah. So it's like, I'm loving this conversation we're having because it's like the weight is on us and we have to be better role models for our children. So I love that you said that. Just like a quick example, when we went to Florida, when we took them to Florida in July, I made a point, like before we even left and things like that, I was like, make sure you guys look up. Like, don't be so much on your phone, your tab. Like, look up and enjoy the experience. And we, you know, me and my husband, we made a pact too. We were like, we're going to not be on our phones as much, like, you know, to take pictures and stuff like that. But like, let's enjoy this experience together. So it's great too. Right? Right. We could have done that at home. But it's great too that you guys are getting the kids outside, you know, and getting them immersed in like look up, look around, because you guys are like shaping them into being like human beings.
Yeah, look at life and watch it develop. You know, watch
definitely respect
the bee. You know, watch the birds and all of that. Like just pay attention and just be aware of your surroundings and what's around you, and that's important.
That's awesome. Okay. So the last question I have, which I always ask everyone that comes on POWERCLASS, because I'm always interested in the mindset of like successful people that are going after what they're doing. Like you're walking in your purpose. God has called you to do this. So what is your wellness routine that you've incorporated in your day-to-day? Like the things that you set up in line for yourself that keeps you centered, that you're able to give to other people?
I would say one of the key things that I feel like was important to me was meditation. And I was talking to someone about that earlier today. The mental clarity that meditating, and I practice yoga for meditation, and the mental clarity that I was able to get from the practice was just amazing, and it opened my eyes to just me, myself, and, you know, it centered me and just open my eye. And that's kind of how I started Xtreme Unity in a weird way. I was meditating, and then the idea kind of popped up in my head. So I always go back to that being one of the originators of just keeping me humble and keeping me focused and keeping me kind of engaged with my body and my mind, and making sure that kind of that's intact. Because without that, I can't extend outward to nobody, and I can't really help no one if I'm not, secure with who I am, and I'm not mentally clear of my body and my mind. And, the stronger me, the stronger them. And that's how I look at it. Yeah. And also, with my workout routine, like I said, I played basketball my whole life. And the older I got, I realized that I can't keep playing basketball because,
your body responds in different ways.
And I'm coming home and my girl's like, "Are you hurt again?" I'm like, "Yeah, it was this or it's this or it's this now." So I'm like, "Man, I gotta try to change it up a little bit." But with that, I have a bike. So some days I'll come home and I'll hop on my bike and just go on a bike ride. I learned how to swim. I had a friend recently teach me how to swim, and not like just basic swim. I can actually get in the pool now and swim about 40 laps at the gym.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so, it's little things like that. I try to just challenge myself in learning new activities, new things, so I can just keep changing my routine and not getting just so set with, just running. No, just lifting weights, or just this or just that. I try to do things that, can benefit me. I feel like swimming was something that everybody should learn, as a safety issue.
It is. I try to tell people that.
Yeah, so I was like, what? I think I really need to learn how to swim, because I might be one day where I might have to help somebody, So let me learn how to swim. My kids might need help, and being able to be a strong swimmer is important. You never know what situation you could be in. So, I just try to change my routine up. That way I can kind of keep my mind fresh and keep challenging myself. Because once you conquer something, you kind of like get complacent in it. And you're kind of like, okay, I don't have to go as hard as this now. I've already hit this peak and this and that. So I would say just, keep switching up your routines. That way you can always come back to, what you do miss, and just, stay well-rounded with your workouts, and just make sure you always throwing something new in, and you always challenging yourself in another shape, way, or form. But I will say that yoga and meditation, I think, are the keys for anyone to kind of get into working out. If you haven't worked out in a while, and you want to just kind of take baby steps, yoga is something that's awesome. It gives you mental clarity as long as it's a great workout. And yeah, so that's pretty much my routine. Those are the things that I continue to now.
That's good though, because, and that's the key too to like sustaining a healthy, in regards to fitness lifestyle, is to keep it interesting. Like, you cannot do the same thing all the time, because you're gonna get bored, and then you're gonna be like, I'm done. I've reached all my goals. I'm done.
Exactly. So keep it.
So even me, like, I do like little dance routines. Like, I'll look them up on YouTube. I do like little dance routines, or I'll do some stretching. I'm probably gonna stretch tonight because my body is tired. But I'm just doing something, because I feel like there's so much power in movement.
Oh, yeah.
It's just like, you see, like, people, it can take like a dull room, and then someone comes in and they do something, and it's like the whole energy changes. So I know that is like phenomenal to add to kids' lives, because just sitting there and listening to someone, it's like, okay. And that's why when I go to conferences and I do like the physical activity breaks, it's like after they're like, oh my God, thank you so much, because we were so bored. So I can imagine what it is translating to a child, because that's how they learn, through movement.
Exactly.
It's wonderful things that you're doing. I'm so proud of you. This is awesome stuff that you're doing.
Thank you. And I have good news. We did connect with the mayor of Fontana yesterday, and we had a great meeting. Yeah, we had a great meeting. So hopefully we can transition what we're doing in LA and kind of bring it to the IE. And this is home, so I think it's a little more. Awesome. Yeah, it's a little more like, now that we're bringing it back home, and hopefully we can get you on board and kind of connect you with some people, and we can just, have an impact on the communities that we're in.
I'm ready.
I already know. I be watching you, so I'm like, I'm like, oh yeah, we can bring Dominique on board. So I figured this was
Yeah.
my first step to getting you on board. You know.
What?
Right, you know, favor for
The
a
first
favor.
step was Red Leg calling. I said yes.
Right. Yes, sir. Thank you.
Thank you. I know you in the background. Thank you, boo.
Here,
Thank you.
But yeah.
All right, so we're wrapping up, you guys. Thank you guys for all of you guys for viewing in. I saw you guys come on, come off, ask questions. We appreciate that. If you have any other questions, you can always DM me or you can DM Sheldon. Where can they reach you at, Sheldon?
You can reach me on Instagram. I don't even know our Instagram off the top like that. That's bad. We have somebody that does our social media, so I don't even post none of that. Our website is www.xtremeunity.org, and Xtreme Unity is with an X, Xtreme, unity.org. Yeah, so, you know, we're always looking for volunteers to come on board. We're always looking for sponsorships, and just anybody that wants to help and give back, just feel free to send us an email or hit us up on Instagram, and yeah, we'd love to have everyone out.
Yeah, you keep going. It's going to spread like wildfire. This is only the beginning. I feel it. It's only the beginning.
It is, and we've been grinding for a while, so, you know, we're just hoping that we can affect more kids and we can just have an impact and just spread. That's it.
Yeah.
Yep, spread our mission. So.
Okay, y'all. Well, right. I think it's time. I think it's 8 o'clock. For me on my end, if you haven't already, go to my website, www.iamwellandfit.com. Check out all the stuff that I have to offer. I got some things in the works. And me and Chad over here talking about having a family boot camp and brunch. So it's like the family comes all together, we work out together, we might have to split it up between children and, you know, like a certain age and above. And then after we're like, have something to eat after.
And I don't know if you've seen us do our Fit Cities, but our Fit Cities is kind of that, you know, where we bring community and we have our trainers training the adults, and then I take the kids separate, and we try to bring them together so the kids can watch parents, the parents can watch kids, and kind of just bring that competitive environment between the two, you know, and and that's what you want, and that'd be something I would love to kind of connect with you and.
Ooh, I can pick your brain.
We've done everything, so you're not doing nothing new, you know. So just call us, and we'll love to kind of connect with you and chat. And, bro, and let's do it.
Awesome. All right, y'all. Well, that's it for me. That's it for Sheldon as well. And I'll see you guys next Thursday where we're talking breast cancer awareness, because October is Breast Cancer Awareness Month. And, and as always, live, love, well, and fit. Thank you so much, Sheldon, for coming on.
All right. Thank you.
Bye. Good night.